has not moved on Obamacare. For 8 years, you said repeal and replace. I have not seen a consensus plan to replace it yet, and I keep reading that some Republicans want to repair it and not repeal it. Can you tell me, please, that's not true?
That is definitely not true. We are moving forward. We just now have put in place the Health and Human Service Secretary, Tom Price. He just got put in last week at 2 a.m. in the morning. He's taken his first action. He will be in our conference tomorrow, where tomorrow we will roll out to our conference the plan. We have it before CBO, where it is being scored.
Whoa,
That's the only
there is a
thing
consensus plan that you guys have.
There is a... Sean, there has always been a plan. We have run on this plan when we ran. It is in a better way. It's talking about health savings account. We go through, we've gone through our plan time and again. Tax credits, so you go into the marketplace. High risk pools to be able to save.
But Congressman, you know, you've been reading the same thing I've been reading. I mean, I hear, okay, we're going to do it in the beginning of the year, then we'll do it by the spring, and then sometime in the summer. And I've even heard as late as by the end of the year.
Next month.
Next month.
Next month. Listen. All right. We were sworn in January 3rd.
Right.
The first thing you have to happen, the ACA, Obamacare, when it was put into power, it gave 1,400 pages of power to the Health and Human Service Secretary. You do not want to go in and repeal and replace it without having the secretary in place. Secondly, the president wasn't sworn in until the 20th. We want to work hand in hand together with President Trump, just as we have. We walked him through all of it. We've gone 200-day plan. He's with us on this all the way through. We've got the plan put forth. We're not like the Democrats, been back of the room where no one has seen it. We have both committees. We've already had some markups in Energy and Commerce.
All right, let me ask this final question then, because the president seems to be going through his checklist and promising and keeping his promises, including Neil Gorsuch. I loved what he did today with the prime minister. I thought it was historic. But I'm going to run through a list. One is extreme vetting. The second is, I know where you stand on originalists, but his economic plan, repatriation, 15% corporate tax cut, 7 brackets to 3, middle-class tax cuts, energy independence, education sent back to the states, building the wall. Is Congress in sync with all of that agenda, do you think?
Yes,
and will that happen this year?
Yes. And you've got to understand, all of that is already moving in place. And let me explain why it's moving in the order in which it is moving. We have started taking up congressional review acts, going after regulations. And do you realize we have just made history? If you go back in American history, only one congressional review act has only been signed into law. The president is already doubling it this year, where he signed 2 in just this week alone. And that's changing the forefront. We have passed 13 coming up this week in Congress going forward. Now we're going to repeal Obamacare and replace it. That changes and repeals a great amount of tax, $1 trillion. That changes the baseline, which allows us to broaden how far we can go on the tax code, which allows us to lower the tax rate even lower.
Congressman, I've been very critical. This is music to my ears. And if you add energy independence, I forgot that part of the agenda, then this country is going to be infinitely better off in a year, in my opinion. And if that's all, if you're all in sync, and it's going to get done in a year, all of those things, then I think the country is going to be safer, more secure, and I believe the economy will turn around. We'll get more people back to work out of poverty or for food stamps, and I think it'll be like a huge tax cut getting rid of Obamacare. And so I appreciate you being honest. Too many people have said maybe the end of the year, maybe next year.
No, we cannot wait.
I read the papers. What do you want me to say?
Okay. Tomorrow you should see where he's... All right. Well, you should celebrate what we're doing. It's all going through in a 200-day plan, and it's all happening together, and the country is continuing to grow.
So at the end of that 200 days, that would be a mighty, huge accomplishment. Thank you, Congressman. Appreciate it.
All right. So we're...
All right. Well,